Oh God, all them idiots over there on Twitter shilling TA and they don't even understand what's going on because all they do is run around at conventions going, look at me, I'm so pretty. I'm a crypto person. Yeah, if you open your eyes, you start to see the truth. You stick your head in the sand because you're upside down, and all you wanted to do is go up because you bought the dip 15 times for 17,000 BTC. Of course, you're going to believe anything they feed you with a crypto spoon. Do 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 do.
Just messing around with the people, meeting people from all around the world on Telegram, because a lot of people use Telegram. A lot of people do. And then, these Telegrams, they let me in, they leave the voice on. And you know what happens when they leave the voice on and the gunslinger steps in? He starts to singing to them. They don't know. I know I've sang to like all different kinds of world. They come in like, who in the world is singing on our Telegram? Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. It's 8:09. It's BTC. I've talked about these areas of 10-6, 10-8, 11-3, and I kind of cleaned up this chart. And this chart, even though some of the way these fibs and some of the way this chart's done, it doesn't jive. This is the move that I most trust that's coming, one way or the other. And basically, BTC just keeps getting in this area, and it's got the whole market in this area for the most part, except extra chill at a moment. No, I don't know. I'm rested, Zach. I'm getting rest. The days off from the rooms and stuff, and just I'm just making myself turn off. I've been very, very, very tired lately because of the market's been very energized. But so we're going to talk about BTC right now. We're going to talk about these alts because you're getting rocket ship moves with the alts. They're coming up off the bottoms. The energy's coming in, and they're AGI just recently I was looking at Ambrios, Nano, Vet just made a really strong move. Zill made a strong move. Lots of alt season. And as long as BTC is kind of chilling, like it's doing right here, it's chilling. I mean, people trade this stuff right here, and when I look at this chart right here, and this is what I've told y'all over and over and over, because people come to BTC and they want to trade no matter what the chart looks like. And there's a time to trade, and there's a time just to sit back and go, good gracious, just let whatever I got going on just ride out. And basically anybody who had made decisions to get BTC down in here, I mean, it's not doing anything. It's going sideways, and usually the sidewaysness will end that way. So if I split my screen I just gonna go over here, and I'm not gonna draw. I'm not gonna mess my chart up. I'm gonna go over to the left-hand side, and I'll draw a bull, because there's a sideways move that's supportive of the move up. I've got targets. I've got some. I understand where the money come in. The money come in right here, and so the fib pool from these levels right here should give me my targets. And I've got some different ones. I've even looked up at 12. There's some possibilities here, but I need some more evidence. I need some more candles to really kind of figure out up in here a little better. I need them to give me the money candle. And right now, they're really not giving me no money candle. If BTC could pop here, and the other market indicates in a way that BTC is going to go up here and pop this level. And if it can pop this level and hold above 95, you should, if you're in a position in BTC, should see 10-8, 10-6, 10-6, 10-6, 10-8 next. I mean, obviously, you're going to go back up here, and you can see where they broke. This is a break. It's not I can't say that it's significant, but it's 10,000. It's a break at 10,000. And it could be a trick. You could also look at this as a head. And they could be going back up. You can look at this whole pattern here as a reversal pattern. So there's a lot of different things going on here. But If BTC can manage to pop that level right there, kind of stop what's going on right here, because they've been going down for a while. You can see the downtrend starting. They've got 2 touches on a downtrend right here. Okay, so there's a downtrend starting, and then they throw an inverse head and shoulder on your butt to really confuse you. Now you're starting to see patterns all over the place, because I can see a big old head and shoulder. Or are you looking at that inverse head and shoulder? Because what I see is a potential big head and shoulder. But I also see a sideways move, and I understand sideways moves because when you go into the pole and then you're driving sideways. A lot of times, what's happening is people are buying down there at the bottom, and they're not cashing out because it ain't going nowhere yet. It's going sideways. They're also taking in orders on both sides. What does that mean? They're getting people to short and long on leverage. Short and long, short and long, short and long. Do you think that these people that are short-term trading in here can be very successful with all that noise right here? Oh, when I look at that chart right there, I think static. It's like static. There's no real good trading in here whatsoever. I mean, I understand levers, I understand big candles, I understand getting lucky and all that stuff, but there's just no good trading in here. There's none. It has managed to hold the value since it got up over about 9. And because of that, the rest of the market's been able to make runs, especially the alts. Because if BTC gets too strong, what happens to the alts, y'all? It stops. It stops. It won't go on no more. Now, if BTC was to break this level right here and hold it, I mean, because that's basically what would have to happen. It would need to break through these 2 moving averages here. It would have to get up here now. It doesn't really need to fall any lower. If the blood comes in here, it could be very severe at this point. Because if they don't want to do that, and they don't plan on doing that, when they go down right here, they don't got no reason to play games. None whatsoever. And that is the psychology of where you sit at right now from the people that'll eat you alive. If they get ready to go down, they're probably going to do the damage. And the damage would be somewhere right here between around 8 or really, if they're really going to signal that this market's going down, I could see it in pulling a move damn near close to 71 on March 12th. And then Carol can come in and say, Scott, that's a dump. And that's still not no dump compared to that. That's a flash. But to get the next flash set up, they will start with a dump. Won't they, Carol? No, that's a dump. How much do they dump right here? That may be a good way to explain a dump and a flash. A dump's about 15 or 20%. A flash is when they freak everybody out and make me look like a magician, because how long have I showed y'all that area right there? And how many people can, it ain't never going down there. Ain't never going down there. It ain't never going down there. Works says works for me. So, I just thought of you when we were talking about dumping and pumping and different. It's a funny word because it's got so many different definitions from so many different people. I know when I came to the market, I used to hate that dumping and pumping stuff. So quit talking about that stuff, man. That's not the way markets work, but that is how this market works. I basically got schooled on that one because it is how this market works, and it's a great way to explain it as long as you define it. A dump, here's like a pre-dump and then a dump and then a flash. And so this part of this chart, if they decide they want to go down for me, and people say, well, this is like, hocus pocus, TA. How can you even say that? Well, I'm just scenarioing it out and I'm making sense of what the chart is telling me that's very possible. And I understand, the bigger markets and the risk on and risk off, and understand all that's going on. And if they're going to go down and find the bottom of crypto, they ain't going to start real easy. They ain't going to use no Vaseline. Are they, T.I.? That's the way I feel about it. I mean, they're going to stomp it. They've not
been kind.
Yeah, they're not going to be kind. Especially. They're not going to be kind if they go down. They've kind of showed you that already on these candles right here. And so if you're in a short term or medium term or anything you're doing in this market, it's very, very important for you to realize what you're playing with, because you're kind of playing with fire. You're kind of playing with fire right there. You can protect yourself because that's what everybody can do. Well, I'm using stop loss, and you're exactly right. But you're in a very tight place where a lot of people, I mean, I could look at this chart, I could blank this chart out, and I could talk you all the way in the shortening. I could talk you all the way in the shortening because look, I mean, look at it this way. I could talk you all the way in the shortening. It looks so bearish, doesn't it? And it very well could be. But these people are sneaky. These people are sneaky. How many people are short leverage right now? Dry start. This was a dry start guy. I thought I was pretty on point there. How many people are leveraged short right now? Ti, how much liquidations would happen if they were to put in a gunslinger candle to the upside right now? Ooh, I'm gonna have some fun tonight.
Well,
I'm gonna have
I
some
was
fun
just over here
tonight.
taking a look at it, actually. And if we go back to the 1 day on the daily, we're almost 50-50 longs and shorts across Bitcoin. Same on Ethereum, slightly more bearish on Ethereum right now on the longs and shorts. So
Okay.
be interesting. But yeah, we're kind of sitting in no man's land.
Right. And if BTC was to dive right here, all of them going to dive, and y'all know it. It's not proven yet, Roger. We're talking about the chart and going down there. No, it's not proven. You know, the damage. I'm scenarioing out the damage that gets really when I talk about, you know, going down there and doing that move. When they just do decide to go down, because right now to me they haven't decided nothing. They've just put it in a place where people are going long, people are going short, are using leverage, and basically they can do whatever they want at this point. They haven't signaled to me they're leaning toward going down. But if the nastiness comes in, to me, they're going to and you know they're going if the red comes in right here. This is the way I'll try to explain it to you. If the red comes in right here, to me, they're just going to go ahead and blast it all the way down in there and just do the damage. And it'll be that'll be the part to me that when that comes in, if I see that, and that's why I scenario it out, because I want to already have my thoughts when it happens of what I'm going to do. And you know, I've been looking at this for a long time. And so when I look at that chart and I think about, okay, the guys are going to go, if they're going to signal us to go down, they're just going to boom it. They're going to hit it real hard, and it'll just come in, and then it'll settle, and then they're going to set up the real move down. But they'll do the damage and kind of just basically, you know, you can see you got a higher low and a higher low and a higher low, and they'll just blister it all. They'll blister it all, and then really put some damage. What they have to do is they really need to do it if they get into this area up under 9 and then before 85. I mean, that's damage. That's the pre-damage. But the real damage comes when they start putting solid candles right here, and they attack that. And if they were to come in here and just kind of shoot a candle down and then start bouncing and settling, that's basically destroying that level. And that means that is the trigger after they probably most likely pump back up in there that we're going to go find that bottom. And in the middle of what's going on with the stock market and the election, when we got time, and crypto moves very fast. And that's why I still kind of see them lifting up here and keeping this market somewhat bullish and keeping them running these alts, because BTC goes down too fast, the alts won't keep running. BTC just sits here and does nothing. They will, and a little candle, or not a little candle, but I really want to see them. What I want to see them do to kind of signal to me that you'll get these higher Bitcoin targets is come in here and put a nice little green candle here and pop it. And most times if that happens, the alts will bleed, and then kind of settle and pull back and go slow and go attack 10-8 and 11-3. And in this area right here, and so far, I mean, Ti, there's not volume. There's no bull here, right? There's no bull. It just keeps going up, but there's no bull.
No. We went over the volume there last night with Mike extensively and looked at the previous bull runs and kind of where you see these spikes in volume. And it's always with buying pressure. And all we've had recently is selling pressure. So, no, absolutely not. The volume is not indicating that the bull is here.
Right. All right. So hopefully that explains a little bit to you, Roger. That's more of me scenarioing out and not, you know, it's different when you're taking trades or taking entries and you need triggers and you need pullbacks, stuff like that. But when I look I try to look into the future of up or down. I think about the candles before they form. I think about going down the damage that needs to be done for me to make decisions or make an analysis of, hey, you know, this gets breached and they really do that damage, then yeah, we're definitely start. I can definitely start to say we're going to at least go test that bottom. And for me, we're not only going to go test this bottom. Most likely, we're going to go live between $2,000 and $4,000. It depends on for right now in the bigger picture, which is very complicated because of a virus, a second wave, financial numbers, the Fed, Trump, China, election, the stock market and stuff and all that. That when I look down in here, if they trigger this move to the downside, at some point when I look down here, I don't know exactly what happens between 2 and 4 because I don't know what part of the everything else has been worked out. Crypto moves so fast, but Bitcoin can sleep for periods. So they can put Bitcoin to sleep and the alts run all summer, and that's a little bit of what I'm kind of sniffing out. But you have to be real careful. Zach says when BTC eventually turns, do you expect this bottom properly with accumulation for a few months? I do. My theory is that we didn't do it long enough here. I expected about 10 months here, and we did about 6 months, and 4 to 6 months. And again, it's going to depend on what's going on in the rest of the market. If you believe the Fed can turn everything around in the stock markets and we're going to have risk on and everything's just going to be hunky dory after this and the virus is going to go away and all that stuff and all that stuff and all that stuff, and Trump's going to win the election and America's going to be great again, and they're just going to keep taking the stock market higher and higher and higher and higher, and the Fed's just going to always save the stock market no matter what, and you don't have to run businesses that make money anymore because you just go to the government and they just give you money. You don't have to work because you just get checks at a mailbox and they pay for everything. And if that's the kind of world we're going to live in, because that's basically, there's so much going on out there. And it's insanity. I mean, it's just the Brr is on steroids and it's overdosed. and you have a crypto market, which is unregulated, hasn't bottomed, in my opinion, at all. That just flashed in one day. And everybody thinks everything's fixed because it's, what's going up again? And it's the halving and all this stuff and it's crypto market. And I've always believed that this market, and even my charts, and if my charts were to prove me wrong, I wouldn't believe it anymore. But my charts haven't proved me wrong that this market never really bottomed when it went down there to 3,000. There, it was set up to go lower. Now 3,000 was a great spot to get it. But when we got down there, and it wasn't a lot lower, but there was still some stuff down there that I felt like they were going to go do, and they Tether took off. And F didn't get to go down to 30 and 50 and bottom, and Light didn't get to go down to 5 and bottom. And now when they turn this market this time, after looking at this flash right here, I have to believe, and I'll do, and I'll put my money where I believe, that they're going to flush this market. This market can't be healthy with all these crappy coins that don't do nothing. They've let it grow up, but they're going to come in. As far as I'm concerned, I think TI agrees, and they're going to come in and clean it up. Will they destroy it? I don't think so. If they were going to destroy it, it wouldn't be here. TI, you ready to take over?
Yep, all set.
I didn't really show no charts. I showed Bitcoin. I guess that was enough. I mean, Bitcoin is going to Bitcoin is, for me, is it's in one of those places again, and for the market to stay, semi bullish, and they keep running, making moves like Ambrios and all these different moves. Bitcoin, hold on, Tia. Bitcoin is going to have to pop up out of here and kind of hold this and attack some higher levels. If a nasty red candle comes in, be prepared with your stop losses. Most of my people that are, most of the people that are in my private content understand my position on this. We are using bounces for a lot of USD pairs to reduce exposure, and we're being very particular about where our fiat is going to on only certain coins, because a lot of these coins I do not feel like are going higher unless they really sprout some news. Okay, and I'm going to stop here with that, and I'm going to turn it over to Tia.
All right. Let's see what we got.